Hi, this is Benedikt Binderwald again. My live stream for the Corona time. I will talk today about my duo for two violins that was performed by me and by Josa Gerhard, a dear friend and dear old friend that I know for a very long time, and doing a lot of projects with him. And he and I, we performed this duo. It was based on some scales of Messiaen. It actually came out, like the first basic idea came out of a course on Messiaen that I took in the University of Arts in Berlin. So I will give you a little insight into the scales, the modi of Mr. Olivier Messiaen, and then show a few things on my piece. We start with a little video of it. I want to wait, I have to change to that one, so now you don't see anything, but you will see in a second something. No, that's actually not true. This one. So you will see something very soon, and that's this. Okay, I have a... Yeah, we do hear it. Okay, sorry. I went back to the other option. Here they are, the guys. Okay, I'll stop it here. I have to go back to this, that you can see me. Hello. No? Yes, you can. This was the beginning of the duo, and you hear it has like a certain harmonic atmosphere that you can't really put into a classical harmony or melody. That is basically coming from these scales of Messiaen. Of course, I use them in a certain way that it's not quite the Messiaen way, but yeah, I wanted to do my own thing with them. I will go into the modi for a moment, because I think it's an interesting technique that he was developing there. This is the score of the beginning. Here are the Messiaen. I took this from Wikipedia just to show you a little bit. The thing is that he wanted to have scales that are not the usual scales, like coming from the diatonic scale or the chromatic scale. Chromatic scale is something else, but like the diatonic scales, I can play you this. this would be like the normal diatonic scale. And of course there are also like the old modi, when you start from like the second tone, it would be, it's like the Doric modus and the Phrygic modus and so on. These are the old modi, but he wanted to have some modi that are only are able to transpose only in a limited number. So it means when you have like the old modi, you can basically transpose them in 12 different on 12 different tones, and it will always be something different on the 12 tones. When you take Messiaen's modi and you transpose them to another tone, you have like for example the first modus, you can like transpose it 2 times, but then it's already like, when you do the same transposition again on the next tone, it will already be the same as one of the transpositions before. So this is like a limited number of transpositions. So the first modus, for example, it's a very known one to everyone. I take the microphone a little closer. So that would be like that. It's just a whole tone scale. So that would be the first modus, and it has this transposition, and then that's it. Afterwards, when you start here, it's already the same notes as in the first one. So that's the system. And then we have like the second mode here. Am I actually showing this? No, I'm not showing it at the moment. Let me show you. So that was the first modus, and then we have the second modus that's here. That would be like a half tone and a whole tone and a half tone and a whole tone and a half tone and a whole tone, a half tone and a whole tone, like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, like in half tones, spoken in half tones. So that would be the second mode. Third mode, like, and of course it has also like limited transpositions. Actually, I have this here again, like it has only 3 transpositions. You can like check it out for yourself, like how many, like how the transpositions would be and why it's only 3 and things. I think these things you can try on your piano if you're interested in more detail. And then the third modus has this. So that is basically it's like 3 times. It's this comes 3 times. It's like whole tone, half tone, half tone, whole tone, half tone, half tone, whole tone, half tone, half tone. So so this is like this has 4 transpositions, and so on. Like you see, there are other modes here. They have bigger steps inside, like the 4th modus. So that would be the the 4th modus, and it goes until 7. People like also studied that more and like found an 8 modus and so on. It's not so important now. We have a look at the piece that I wrote from it. Put it in the whole picture like this. Yeah, okay, like this you can see it. So this means just a second. Yeah, this means like I put like the modi where I used what. Why doesn't it move? Like this moves. Okay, so that's like the whole score of this. I just want to jump to the end because from here from here, from bar 73. It started. That was like the first miniature that I was writing about the Modi, about Messiaen. He had some other aspects to his music, that he was having a certain rhythm that is irregular. He took like a regular rhythm and then added something or took something away to make it irregular. And you can see I did it not in the exact Messiaen way, but I did something similar here. It's like 11/16 notes in the first bar. It goes like da 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 da. This is like the rhythm, and it goes through this piece quite a lot and coming back quite a lot. So what I'm doing here, funny things. So that was basically from 73 until the end. That was basically what I wrote in the lesson about Messiaen. It was a very fast composition. The rest took me much longer to add to this. And basically the idea was to come from a very, very calm place in the whole composition. Like you heard it in the beginning, it starts very calm and contemplative, and it's developing very, very slowly, and then it gets more movement by the time. And here in this part, you start to have these other rhythms that you will find later in the end, and it starts to be more moving, and then in the end it comes to the point where it actually from the composition it actually started. I tried to use a lot of the Modi. I didn't use all of them. I think the second one is completely missing, but I used this. You can see in the first part you have the sixth modus. It's like you can count the notes. I didn't put the transposition. Actually, I should have added the transposition too. Well, you can figure that out if you want. That's the sixth modus. I can show you again what it would be. That's here. Am I still? Yeah. Cool. So the sixth modus means we have basically the whole scale, the whole octave is divided in two, and that means we have like a tritone as a basic interval. That's like the interval on what it's based. So basically we have like a normal that's like a very diatonic scale thing, but then it goes on like this. So it's like C, you could say it's like C major and F sharp major together in one scale. So that would be the sixth modus. And when you look at it, there are like a few notes that are missing, and sometimes it's more easy to count the ones that are missing and not the ones when you want to understand in a piece of Messiaen, for example, which modus it is and which transposition it is. Sometimes it's easier to just count the notes that are missing. So when we look at it here, we have a G and a B. We have the A coming. No, the A is coming later. Here's the A. So we have basically these ones. We have the C sharp and the F sharp. It means we have also the E flat, which means like, and the F also, so it's basically so that would be the modus, and that's what is it then? It would be it's basically wait. It is basically the second transposition then. Well, you have to start from here. No. So it's like a second transposition. We have this answer now, because it starts on the, you can say it starts on the C sharp and then goes from there, but it's basically the same, basically the same intervals as here, just starting from the C sharp. So this is how it works with this modi, and it basically it gives kind of a certain, it gives a certain atmosphere to this sound. Messiaen himself, he said it's not harmony, it's not melody, it's a color. Well, that's discussable. Usually color we use as to describe the color of instruments, Klangfarbe, like the sound color. That's, or the timbre, that's something else, but he was thinking in colors for this modi. So basically we can go, because this is a video that I'm using new definitions about the live stream and the bitrate and everything. So please tell me, like in the chat, please tell me if something is not working with the sound for you, or with the pictures, if they're jumping, apart from my mistaken ways in my computer. So let's listen to it. There's also some part here, well, it's part of my music usually, that one of the two violin players starts singing a few notes, and yeah, basically that's it. I think we're ready to listen to the whole thing, and then okay, I want to start this again because it's such a beautiful beginning with when you see there is like a little mistake in this video start. Let's do it. Yes. Have fun. Okay. Hoppa, what was that? I have to go back. Yes. Hi. Okay, thank you. That was it. That was it basically for today. Messiaen, well, he was getting into these scales while he was in concentration camp, and he wrote his quatuor à la fin du temps, Quartett vom Ende der Zeit, the quartet from the end of times. He wrote it like in the concentration camp, and it was performed there. And well, so basically something very good came out of these very hard times. He survived the concentration camp, and he was like living and spreading his music long after the war. But yeah, I just got the info today that my time won't be so hard now, because I got help from the German state. But for some people it is very hard, and of course it is hard for us musicians still to not perform in front of people directly. It's so I'm very happy that you're here and like listening anyway. But yeah, it's still hard. And if you still want to give something as a some money for the thing that I'm doing here, so you're very welcome to send something to my PayPal in the address bindewald.konzert@gmail.com. I would be happy anyway. And yeah, and if you want to purchase the piece, I